The jam's pumping. Okay, welcome everyone. Welcome to the channel. Welcome back to Dano Crypto. On this channel, we show you guys how to make simple, effective, and easy moves in the cryptocurrency ecosystems, whether it be breaking down a micro thesis with breaking news that's happening through the week, or breaking down the micro or the macro trends that have been setting us up for the bull run cycle for this particular run. So guys, let's smash up the like button. Let's hit the subscribe button. If you're new to the channel, we do these live streams Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we're going to get into some of the altcoins that are performing really well, one of them being Ethereum. So we've been calling for bullish Ethereum moves for the past couple months now, maybe even for a year, even though we know Ethereum has been, it was not performing well. And everyone was dogging on it, especially on the CT timeline, where you can see there were a lot of people that were just kind of capitulating. And that's a good bottom signal a lot of the times, especially when we're in a bull market, because there's some school of thought that think that 109 was the top, and we were going to go to 50K, and we were going to get more max pain, but there was just too much bullish signaling, in my opinion, to say otherwise. And so I went on the direction of being bullish because it just doesn't make any sense with the regulatory framework that we're in. We got a president that launched a meme coin, is signaling that we want cryptocurrency to be, in the United States, to be the crypto capital of the world. We have political figures, we have people in finance, in the Trump team that are actually super, super bullish crypto and have been mentioning crypto in ways that we had never thought possible. So if you were thinking this was the time to sell, then I don't want to be mean or anything and say you're not going to make it, but I will just say that you need to readjust the way that you're perceiving all of this, and know that you might be experiencing post-traumatic stress from the previous cycle, because I know how it felt. We got euphoric and we got rug pulled by all these Mashinskis and Voyagers and FTX and all this stuff. So I understand. And we got rug pulled by Luna. I mean, the SEC was rugging all the exchanges. So you gotta think about it. There was so much that made that last cycle in the last few years just kind of, it was chaos. So now that there actually is some type of runway being set up, and the runway being set up by the Trump administration, we can really actually start to see our altcoin season come into play, because really how we've explained is that the altcoin season is all up to Bitcoin dominance going down, and we get ETH finally performing. So this all timed pretty well with the ETH upgrade that they did. And so you can see here that Ethereum is finally making some moves. We saw on the daily yesterday, it was really, really crushing up. And so you can see here that Ethereum pushing 21% on the daily. We've been calling for this. We said, look, wait until ETH pulls a 20% move on the day. That's when we're going to be back. It's going to be game on. And we're going to start hitting these levels and crushing these levels right here. We have them all marked, and maybe we can do like a fib trace to kind of see where we are headed. And it looks like we are headed, I think, into, we're going to be headed into about, a 3,600 ETH. This matches up with the 786 right here, pretty close with that $3,600 ETH. I think that's on the cards here. And if we end up, completing some of these price levels, like right here is really interesting. The price that we're sitting at right now, it actually is decent support to bring us up into 27 or 2,800, which is right above the 0.5 fib. So, and then we also have a fib level on Bitcoin that is looking pretty sweet. It's targeting $120,000 on the 618. I think it's yeah, right here. We had it on the daily chart. We just want to pull this up real quick. Yeah, so look, perfect fib trace right here of being in the range of 120,000, 126,000 per Bitcoin. This is us breaking the 786 right here, the 0.786, which is some pretty key resistance. And I think we're trading really strong right now still. The MACD looks good. We have a bullish cross on the MACD on the daily in two different areas. We said, look, if we get across like we did right here in just not that long ago, just on the 21st or so, we had a really nice bullish cross on the MACD. And if it matched up, then we're going to really soar. And we actually did exactly, I'm going to say exactly as predicted, but I mean, it definitely played out very well. And so I hope you guys were more bullish than bearish, because the bears got slaughtered. I mean, the liquidations across the board were really, really nasty this time for the shorts, because people on the school of thought that they're just going to keep succeeding at shorting Bitcoin at 100K. Those bears got completely wrecked, because I think they thought they could do what they did last time. Oh, short at 100K? Easy. What an easy play. Well, guess what? The market makers and the exchanges this time kind of favored liquidating the shorts, and they favored the longs. So, and yeah, I know Stay Calm says his mooding skyrocketed. Yeah, I know mooding. I don't know what's going on with that. That actually went up the most out of everything. So everything was pumping. Pepe has done really well. I think Pepe was under mooding, but mooding went up like 130%. So I don't know what. I have no explanation for that. I have explanations for why ticker Bitcoin and Pepe and those particular coins went up in value, and like Floki and Shib. I think Shib is lagging. This is why I have the title and the thumbnail of the live stream today, this morning, for it being, I think Shib is kind of lagging a little bit. And if I look at the Shib chart, like the Shib chart looks like it's about to break out. You can see it here. It is sitting at really key support. This was from last year though, because this is on the daily chart. So I like looking at the daily chart, because then you can see where price before really bounced and gave some decent gains. So you can see right here we had one which was 34% move to the upside. We had also right here was a 43% move to the upside on the daily. Okay, so this is on the daily. This is why I was thinking to myself, oh, dang, okay, this tested really nice. And if we just keep the momentum going with Ethereum, and just like how Pepe and Brett was pumping as well, Dogecoin's doing really well. Like all the coins yesterday that were doing well are continuing the momentum today, especially Pepe. When you look at the trading volume right now on Pepe is insane. It is $4.1 billion of trading volume. That's crazy. So Pepe is beating. So you know how Sui, because Sui has been one of the top performers as well. It went over $4 again, and it's getting eyeing that all-time high. I think was like $5. And so just think about this, like a meme coin that I think is trading similar to how Dogecoin was in 2021. So I think it might have that similar euphoric rise like Dogecoin was able to solidify itself. But I mean, look at this. And proving it, Pepe is trading above Sui and Dogecoin and the president's meme coin in volume. What is that signaling to you? I mean, that's why I've been still very bullish on Pepe. I buy spot Pepe. I try and I try and get Pepe trades in, because when this thing is going to start running, it will start running. It'll start hopping up levels. And that's just an easy metric that you can go off. Is just like, okay, what's the trading volume? But it's wild. It's pretty wild. But yeah, I think SHIB is going to be kind of trailing up, because you got to think about the hierarchy of memes by market cap. You have Doge, and then right under Doge you have SHIB. SHIB was always saying, "Hey, we're the Doge killer," but they're friendly. I think it's not the goal that they want to take out Doge. I think they respect Doge, as as kind of the premier, blue chip, golden chip meme coin and altcoin in the space. And so you got to remember, SHIB's right under that. And then what's under SHIB? It's Pepe. And then what's under Pepe is the president's meme coin. And then what's under the president's meme coin in terms of market cap, if we're gonna rank it? Okay, it's Bonk. Got to remember, Bonk was the airdrop on the Solana phone. Bonk and other tokens were what started the meme craze on Solana to begin with, and what gave companies like Jupiter so much market share, dexes like Radium and Orca really gaining traction and volume. So this is how you can build up your portfolio over time, if you haven't been really thinking about how can I build up a solid portfolio and have it perform really well. Well, you can kind of just see what performed well the last time and see how it has been recovering. And has it been completely destroyed? Like, is the chart just destroyed? Like, a lot of these AI coins, the charts are terrible. Like, they just haven't moved. They just kind of they went in the toilet. But then there's been some that have proven to come back with strength, as like following Bitcoin and following Ethereum. And we've just been trying to track those. Luckily, those ones that we are tracking that are doing this are in our portfolio. So, but there's so many coins, guys. So it could be a completely different list of coins for you, and they're performing exactly the same as my coins that I've been tracking. ETH BTC. It's finally going. It's finally doing something. Was that the bottom? That could have been the bottom. This could have been the bottom right here, which would be great. Looks like it is moving. ETH got a nice little wick candle there, but we need to see. We got to keep the momentum going. It's the only thing is we have got to keep it going, because if we can keep it going, looks like we got a little stopping point here. This is on the 25-minute. We could be pushing up to 2,800. That's my next level. We got it marked. It's 2,800 ETH. We've got to break that 2482 resistance. That 2482. There was probably some resistance here. Yeah. So you see right here, there was some resistance there. And as long as we don't break down to the point where that resistance point hit and we continue, then the next level is we got a halfway point. So then that's creating a range. We'll create a range in between. Shibman said, people still fade the run. Selling pressure is big. Yes, the sell pressure is huge. And it's sometimes you really have to not overcomplicate it. And I think when you're in the trench and you're you're getting distracted by, and I'm telling you, this is going to be, this cycle has been the cycle of obfuscation. And obfuscation is like where you're basically you're putting, it's just so there's obfuscation and there's distractions, and it's been really tough to remember about the fundamentals, and then you start to get distracted about ETH. You start to forget about the coins that have been building through the whatever bear market and pre little bull market that we've had over the past 2 years. And you start and you lose track, and then you complicate it, and you think you have to keep like chasing different stuff, or but it could be as simple as, okay, like Pepe did well, it started the meme craze in 2023, it ignited the fires. Bitcoin ETF was a massive success. It is gained complete institutional adoption at this point. There's no stopping it. They're all coming for the Bitcoin. So it could be as easy as like, okay, the memes are obviously signaling that it's going to be a cycle in its own, and the Morad is right with the meme super cycle, I think. And Bitcoin, I think Michael Saylor is correct, where it's going to be something that we can't even begin to imagine the value of what could be going into Bitcoin. So just having some Bitcoin and having some really good performers that have stuck around, have stood the test of all the capitulations, and then build your portfolio around that narrative. And it could be as simple as 10 coins. If you go to, let's see, I want to go to my portfolio or my profile here, because I think I posted a pic, and then we have some posts to go through. And I said, I keep DCAing this Bitcoin. People keep telling me about this Bitcoin, and I don't know if I'm DCAing into the right one. Is that the right one? Is that the right Bitcoin? I don't know because people keep saying Bitcoin's the next thing. It's the future of money, cash payment system, and I keep DCAing into Bitcoin, and no one's telling me if it's the right one. So I don't know. And I made a joke. I said Ethereum took a Viagra yesterday and chose to be frisky. And okay, so the portfolio could be just as simple as this. You notice that it's heavy Bitcoin. It's heavy Bitcoin. Also highest heavy in ticker Bitcoin. And then Pepe, like I said, I keep it simple. And then, so this XYO coin, this is interchangeable for you guys. You can maybe think like, okay, Ondo, Chainlink, Pith Network, whatever your DPIN, RWA, whatever, layer 1 or layer 2, whatever it may be, that can be this coin for you. So XYO is that coin for me, where I'm like, okay, this is my altcoin that I think could like do at least an 800% move to the upside. Very undervalued. This is so you can have your undervalued altcoin in your portfolio, and then also got to have some ETH. And then I think Crow is going to do really well. That's tied to the crypto.com ecosystem. They're very heavily involved in sports betting and like FIFA and all that stuff. And you can do stocks on their app. You can do banking. It's like, so I feel like the Crow token probably is going to see some decent market share, especially in the United States. Doge, we don't have to explain the Doge. And then Sol. And then I've always had a soft spot for Polygon. So for me, all I got to do is just go with what I know. And this is 10 tokens. But then, and then we forgot right here, Zeus. That goes into the Solana ecosystem. So that's with Bitcoin DeFi. So I got a few narratives in here. I got the memes. I got DPIN, geolocation stuff. I got my favorite meme coins. Got an exchange ecosystem, Link token, Solana, and ETH. This is just a very small representation of how I want to keep it fairly simple. The percentages and the amounts are irrelevant. But I like that. I like that portfolio. That takes the stress off a little bit, at least for me. All right. So we're looking at the trades. Man, okay, so yeah, they're okay, so let's see what's happening with ETH. Okay. No, so like, oh, this is always the tricky thing with ETH. Is it can give you that 20%, but then it might cool off a little bit. But we don't want it to cool off too much. We don't want it to get oversold here. But technically on the 1 hour here on the RSI, it looks like when it gets oversold, could be taking more of a pullback than we would like. And then we'll have to check on Bitcoin here too. Yep, and then Bitcoin is also taking a little bit of a slam. Yeah, it's been a little volatile this morning. It's kind of bing bonging. It's bing bonging around now. It's bing bonging around. This is when it's really tricky. Don't know which direction it's going to to go because it just starts zigzagging. All right, we're gonna go through. All right, we got old Papa Brian here. Let's see what he has to say.
Point that Bitcoin is a better form of money than gold. It is provably scarce, just like gold, but it's more portable and divisible. So you can actually use it. Has higher utility, I would say, and it was the best performing asset of the last 10 years. And so, for store value, I think it's going to be important for governments to hold this over time. It might start with being 1% of their reserves, but I think over time it'll come to be equal to or greater than gold reserves.
Okay, great. Well, let's go to the next question. Let's go.
What do you guys think about that? I like this one. How many times do you check the Bitcoin price? Or how many times have you checked the Bitcoin price?
Quite a few times.
50 times?
More.
100 times?
More.
200 times?
More. 500
times?
Probably.
That one got me. And I was saying the SHIB setup is looking good, and I've missed a few opportunities to take some profits. I feel like I'm too high leved. I'm kind of being a degen on the SHIB trade. I will be honest. Yeah, yep, being complete degen on the SHIB trade. Damn. Okay. All right, I gotta stop messing around. The market's getting a little slightly toppy here, so there are going to be some pullbacks, and if you're not super quick, you can get chopped up, which is what just happened to me. Son of a gun. But we still have these trades open. We just need to be patient. We need to be patient and just freaking chill. You know, we had the opportunity to scalp. We should have just been scalping instead of swinging for the fences. If we're trying to swing for the fence, then it's a completely different type of way that you have to analyze the chart here. I don't know what just happened. Chart just got all messed up. There we go. Oh, it's Pep. Oh, let's see. Let's see what's happening. No, I wouldn't say that. I would say Pepe is actually doing well. Interesting enough, it eyed this level I had marked. I wonder where this level is marked from. Like, why did I mark this particular level? Oh, okay. Because that's where resistance is. Dang. That's on the money too. That's crazy. That's crazy. Oh, and apparently this is the Jesus take the wheel pattern. It's a Jesus take the wheel pattern that Crypto Face has been seeing. It does this thing, and then it's like, and this is the person going like, ah, and it's just, and then it could hit and try. It's trying to test up into these ranges again. It's very possible for it to hit a breaking point here, because you can see where if you just put a vertical line here, and you see where that setup is, you can see where it's looking very similar. We get a cross here, and we just start flying. We just start flying. But I also see this with SHIB on the daily here. I pointed it out. So we can just like full screen it. There's this area. Which can push it. But we kind of got scam wicked here. As you can see, scam wick. That's not fun. The scam wick is never fun. That one's just, yeah. We were hoping for less of a scammy freaking wick, because look, you can see at least this one right here, it went up a little bit more before it pushed, and then went down, and then it continued to run really hard. So right here, it's kind of similar candle. It's very, very similar. So that's what I'm looking at. I mean, look, 22% right there on the day, and then you can see here could possibly. That's why I'm like, man, I really want to get into a SHIB entry, because that would just be a nice, clean 26% smash to the upside here, and it looks like that was where we were headed, but we have Bitcoin and Ethereum going down, so. That's gonna hit a brick wall there. Brick wall and some selling pressure. As you can see, that can even just going down from this point here. So now we just kind of have to see, like, I feel like when the market really rips, it's on the point of like how much are we going to retrace? Like where in the chart are we going to like hit a stopping point where we're going to retrace? Because obviously we're going to have some selling pressure at some of these levels. I mean, we were ripping. So where could we retrace? Could look at on the 4 hour here. We've already retraced back into some areas where we had some support. So it's just merely pushing up from there. You can call it resistance and support because it's kind of both, especially when we get into this range. So this is what we don't want. We don't want to hit these levels again and then start bing-bonging around, because that's what's annoying. What we like is this. We like the runs. We don't like the bing-bonging. When we start bing-bonging around, that's when it gets real annoying. So I think if we can just clear up into 106, then we will get another tear up like this. So it's probably, but the market makers like to do that because late traders, I think this is what happens. You get late traders and they're trying to go long here. They're going to smash them up a little bit. They're going to wick the chart out, and then they're going to shake, the shakeout. They'll shake you out a little bit, and then the next levels are going to be eyed, which I think is kind of, in this area. It's kind of my thought process of what they're doing, because they can't really stop the train. I mean, the train is rolling now. The train's really rolling, so it looks like it's more like a stopping point to do a little shakeout, and then we continue into 106. We just keep, we can just keep smashing some levels. And then with ETH, I think if we can crush that resistance right there, if we don't get pushed back down to 2K, because it's possible, we just run up and then we just get hit back down and then we bounce. So we have to find where the bounce is going to be. Where is that stopping point going to be if we are kind of selling off and things are getting a little oversold? We could have a bullish divergence happen, and we start to go back up from a bounce point here, and then we can hit that 2,800, and then that will really confirm the SHIB run that I'm looking at here, and also with Pepe and all the altcoins. You think right now here's the highest performing altcoins. We have WBT, we have FTN, and we have Tron, we have ADA, we have FET. This is a return over the last 90 days. Render, Caspa, let's see, Tau, Bitcoin Cash, no way. Sui, Pepe, and then Monero. Let's on the month. This is let's see it on the month. Altcoin month index. Altcoin season. We're getting close. We were here. We were almost like full Bitcoin season. So now the altcoins are making a stand. The altcoin month index, it's getting pretty hot. It's getting pretty hot. We're getting close. But here we go. Top 50 performance over the last month. All right, cool. This is all right, so we have SHIB, Link, Doge, Litecoin, FET, VeChain, Bitcoin Cash, Polygon, Near Protocol, Sol, Ethereum, Aave, Render, Caspa, the Trump coin, Hype, Hyperliquid, Sui, Pepe, FET, AVAX, Monero, Cardano. So we could be getting our altcoin season. Man, look at the scammy freaking wicks, guys. That's so annoying. These freaking scam wicks. Okay. So we got a couple more different little news things, and then we're gonna go ahead and end the stream. We appreciate you guys coming in.
Magazine. It comes years after Meta is now in talks with a number of crypto companies as it considers introducing stable coins as a way to manage payouts. This is coming from a new report in Fortune magazine. It comes years after Meta's earlier attempt, you'll remember, at a cryptocurrency blew up. Fortune saying that Meta's recent outreach to crypto companies focuses on the ability of stable coins to pay individuals in different regions without the high fees that would be traditionally associated with other forms of payment. It also says that Meta has now hired a new vice president of product with crypto experience to help move those discussions along. So you remember that whole adventure that they went on, that ultimately Libra, that didn't make it, but this may be the next incarnation.
You remember I got a lot of play when I said this is like the dumbest thing ever. It was centralized. Compared to Bitcoin, there was nothing Libra had to offer. I said it the day it was announced, and nothing did come up. Coming up, President Trump looking.
Yeah, so Facebook did have, they tried it, and then because there were some regulatory, I think some things that weren't able to fully have it go through, and so it didn't really work out. But yeah, this could, I don't know. Could be interesting. And I think the thing was, and the speculation is that SUI was going to be used. And then speaking of Bitcoin,
better forever. That's super unique, right? It's a software project. Bitcoin.
Nice, nice. I like it. All right, and then we had. Fathead Dave. Nice chart. Where is the money going to flow? Well, we hope it's going to flow into Bitcoin and keep flowing. Of course. Okay. Oh, we got too many things going on. Just gonna. All right, my friends. We'll see you later. We'll see you on the next live stream. We got to kind of go to the back. We got to go to the drawing board here with the trades and we have to take some notes and assess kind of what the heck we were doing this morning, because we did not successfully extract like what we could have. And we need to kind of take some notes. We need to journal, and we need to figure out what was it. Was it FOMO? Probably. Was it me trying to trade while I'm also getting my live stream set up and getting distracted? Yes, also that could be a factor as well. And then not following the rules. Yes, that could be it. So yeah, if you're ever just kind of, wondering, okay, well, what did I do? Just kind of do what I just did. I'm like, okay, there was probably three different things that were happening all at the same time to contribute to me putting in a bad trade or me not really successfully, locking in what I could have by just having all of those different types of things happen, and you're not just fully focused and like, this is what I'm going to do. Because if that's how your brain is, and you need to do that, then yeah, you have to have different type of environment set up to where you don't get chopped, don't get distracted. because that's what this chart looks like, getting chopped and distracted. Well, I could have been extracting instead of getting distracted. So there's your lesson for today, my friends. All right, hit the like button on the way out, and not sure if we're gonna be streaming later. We're gonna be spending time with family, and yeah, I think we're gonna be focusing on that. So, guys, have a good rest of your day. Have a good weekend. And this weekend's going to be interesting because we could... X says that, are you feeling it, Mr. Krabs? Are you feeling it now? Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah, definitely I'm feeling bullish. But we got to see how this is gonna. We need the momentum to continue. Like we said, we do have some levels that I think if we crush through those levels, we could be eyeing a new all-time high and crush through 109 and basically go to 120K. That's what the fibs are saying. That's what the Fibonacci ratios are saying. So if those are respected, we could possibly get to 120. In the next 5 days or so. So who knows? But that would be pretty awesome. Then the trades would be pumping, and you guys would be feeling even more euphoric. But we got to remember, got to take profits. Can't just stare at them. And hopefully everything will be okay. All right, we'll see you on the next one. Peace.